do, folks? How are we doing? Just a quick one. I thought as it was April Fool's Day, we'd see who's fooled. The world makes fools out of all of us continually, literally, always. But nothing makes fool out of us, or fools out of us, more than history. His story makes fools out of us. Now, I'm sure there'll be somebody to correct me if I'm wrong. It's quite a while ago since I've been down these rabbit holes, but April Fools is all about the fooling of you, basically. It was the changeover to the Gregorian calendar, from my knowledge, whereby obviously when bits of time get taken away or removed for whatever reason, or altered for nefarious reasons, the people don't actually want to get involved with that, and the people are saying, like, fuck you, no, the date isn't that, it's this. So they ignored it. So April Fool's Day was brought in because April the 1st is actually the first day of the year. Think of your tax. And that means they themselves, the actual rulers of this world, your masters who you are paying your tax to, they still know what date the year starts. And you're there all celebrating Satan's claws. And then the week after old Satan's claws, you accepted that that's when the year starts. When farmers show you that the years start now when they're planting, the true date tells you, or the old dates, that weren't even the true date, even that was a fucking lie, but that's the period where the new year started. The true dates would fucking, they'd blow you away. If you knew the true dates of the world, most of you wouldn't be able to accept it. But the reality is you are the fools because you don't realise this is like Happy New Year. So Happy New Year, folks. Enjoy. But on the subject of fooled, I'd like folks to just have a think about the agendas at play and where things are going, because it is an absolute fact, and most folks know it. There's a new world order, a new order of things. It's not coming, it's here. We're in it. This is the implementation of it. We're starting this next period. Your Agenda 21 to Agenda 2030 tells you the time period where this is all going to be started and completed by. And by completed by, that would be their full agenda implemented. That would be the depopulation. That would be the smart cities for what's left, imprisonment camps, basically. But you'll all accept them because you had to. So yeah, literally everything is deception. And the fact that this new world order's coming in, you've got to realise they need to do a lot of things, and it's not just the obvious things that they need to do. The one major thing they need to do, and they do need to do it, is break the Stockholm syndrome that they've created in most folks of the world. Now, this Stockholm syndrome has people absolutely in awe of these parasites that do nothing for you and everything against you. Yes, we can look at it and say water comes through taps, but it's poisoned. So we have water sent to us, but it's not clean water, it's tainted. We have convenient foods being sold to us. It's not clean, good foods, it's tainted. We have roads, well, I'm sorry, but for the amount of money they get, they're in fucking shit state. People talk about the modern technologies and such like. Hang on a minute, that's our enslavement. That isn't our convenience. Our convenience is what's enslaved us. They've dangled these little carrots of, this will make life easier. You've snatched them up, absolutely fucking loving them. Not just you, me, everybody, all of us. We've snapped this shit up, loving it. Yeah, that makes life easier, that makes life easier. And we've got life quite easy, haven't we? Or have we? Because we're ultimately slaves. The best way to enslave a people is to make them think that they're not enslaved. Make them think that they're free, which most folks do. But it's absolute slavery. So to destroy this mindset in an entire population of the world, you've got to work on the sheep, not us that kind of get it or think we get it or are working towards getting it. We're not the ones. They obviously have to work on us and keep us looking crazy to the sheep, because we've got to wake them up into a totally new false reality. And that false reality starts by destroying this reality. They've got to destroy everybody's love and need and desire for this government or that government or whichever governments they've got in the government control structure, democracy as we call it. They have to destroy that in the mindset of all these folks that are absolutely in love with it. And how do you do that? Well, you can't do it overnight in one act. It has to be done over a long period of time. These have been indoctrinated over decades and decades, and in fact their entire lives and through the lives of their parents. The world has changed out of all recognition, yet these folks, especially like my age, older, even younger, remember the world as it was. I mean, I left the country for 10 years when all these changes happened, and when I came back the changes had happened, so to me it was obvious, it was right there in the face. What the hell have they done? But the reality is, I suppose with you guys just being in the middle of it and you're living it, then it happened a little bit slower and tiptoe totalitarian state came in. You didn't realise the changes bit by bit, or you didn't realise the implementations of them as they was happening, or you just couldn't be fucking arsed because everything was okay for you. Because that's usually how it happens. Until it actually affects you yourself, it doesn't matter. Not to us, again, I'm just saying it out there, but to the sheeple and the idiots in general. Until it actually affects them, it doesn't fucking matter at all. And then when it affects them, it's disgusting, and you now need to come on their side. But where has everybody been all the years I've been trying to shout it? Because I know a lot of truthers that laughed at me when I was telling them in the first place. Now they're shouting it. It's how this world works. But anyway, this mindset of needing this government has to be absolutely destroyed, and that's by showing them to be criminals, paedophiles, or whatever. I mean, you're getting wrapped up in every single distraction that's thrown at you, and we've all seen these fuckwits, these absolute idiots, and some of them I used to class as my friends when they were just making good videos and putting them out there, and I used to actually think that they were the good guys. I'm the internet friends, you know what I mean? I don't know them on a personal level, but what I saw when it came to all this shit now in these times, this is what's shown me who the shills are in absolute. Because there are certain folks out there that are absolutely adored, loved and followed, and everybody's, oh, this one, yeah, I love it, he makes me laugh, I do like that one. Well, that's not what information's about. In fact, when somebody absolutely makes you laugh and you love them because of that fucking reason, the chances are they're more likely to be a fucking shill than not. They're picked and chosen and get those jobs because they are very good at convincing you they're your friends and they're there for your benefit. That's what it's all about. So when you got somebody blowing smoke up your ass or making you personally feel absolutely fucking amazing, yeah, I'll blow smoke up your ass, oh, look at you, I love you to bits, yeah. They don't fucking know you, why would they fucking love you? So you have these fucking idiots who make one after the other fucking video on every single distraction. Every time an actor or actress gets pulled out to be thrown to the fourth floor by the police, we all know that within a week that their Actors Guild card is going to be coming out there, and you're going to find out very, very soon that they are actors and it was all fucking staged. But that don't seem to matter to these shows, because as soon as it comes out, I mean, most people now in the truth of the world are going fuck off as soon as they see it, because we fell for it so many times. But these fucking idiots make great film videos about it, don't they? Oh, look how disgusting this is, and let's do this to the police, and the police are bad, and the police this. Yes, the police are acting like treasonous fucktards, and they're doing it under instructions, they're doing it under orders, because above, from much higher above, the police force is part of that control structure that has to be disseminated and it has to be took down. moving forward, what they want to bring in is a private police force. We absolutely know this, and the way they will do that is by destroying the police in people's minds, make them do treasonous and terrible fucking things, commit crimes themselves. But their ultimate goal is to turn the people against the police. So we can't have them anymore. Now we have to have these private ones who are run by business, so now it has to be professional. Can't be anything but professional. Will you accept consent? Of course you will, because now we can defund the police and we can get them out of there. Fucking idiots. Do you realise what comes after the oath of constable's gone? Fucking only one oath left, isn't there? Crown corporate agent. Now as it stands, we've got the police who believe that they're officers. They're not, they're fucking constables, and these fucking idiots that call them officers, that know that they're constables, need to fucking stop it, because you need to tell them exactly what they are, and that is constable. You're under an oath as a constable. Why the fuck would I address you as a fucking officer, which puts you under an oath of the Crown Corporation, and now makes all this about fucking profit? Fines and forfeitures, you're now coming for me for money because I would accept you're an officer. No, you're fucking not. You're a constable. And if you want to actually assert the fact you're an officer and not a constable, then you're impersonating a fucking constable. That's prison. So how do you want to play this? Because that's the fucking law. People need to stop jumping on these bandwagons, these protests, because out of every protest comes another little angle of shutdown to you. That's exactly what they're doing. They organise these protests, they rile up these shill fucking groups, get them on buses and travel them there, and before you know it, bang, yeah, oh, we got 100,000 people and the news aren't even telling you, so it must be true. Seriously? Haven't you worked out yet how this government and every government works? Problem, reaction, solution. Even the shills tell you that. So folks, you need to wake up to the distractions. Brexit, oh, they dragged that one for fucking ages, didn't they? And even while they were still dragging that fucking distraction on, they were signing into European militaries. And people were still talking about Brexit. It's like, no, hang on a minute. Signed into a European military. Right, now we know Brexit's absolute bullshit. Come on, folks. One world government. We know that they're coming to a one world government. What the fuck would Brexit be about? This is all distraction leading up to where we are now. This COVID, you think it's a real pandemic still? People still going, yeah, but there is something. Yeah, there's a fucking distraction, an entire world full of deluded fucking assholes who can't get it. It's been evidenced in a million fucking different ways by now that it's a load of bollocks. What's the crack? What is the crack? It's plain and simple. Has it been isolated? No. Oh, okay. Well, that's that then, isn't it? What is that then, isn't it? So folks, it goes on and on and on. Trump, Q-tard, all that shit. Distraction because of this. The New World Order is being implemented now. The system as it stands is being destroyed. The financial system, it has to be destroyed. It's way beyond its sell-by date. This fractional banking could only last so long, and it's been propped up by fraud for fucking years, and that bubble cannot keep going. It has to pop. Now they have to break down that system in your head. So what's the best way to do that? Well, a good time before, introduce something maybe like Bitcoin. Dangle it as a carrot. Let's get them used to cashless society. They'll fucking love it. They'll love it. Of course they will. Because how do they do that? Profit. Money's fake. Money doesn't exist. Money's ones and zeros. They can chuck as much as they want. The fact they don't want to chuck it at you is another matter. But the fact is, if you do what they do and help further their agendas, they'll chuck it at you. Hence Bitcoin. Come in here, you can make some money. Now everybody wants to go in. Yes, because it's about money. I can make money. Doesn't matter that they're selling out to the entire world. It doesn't matter that they're allowing and enabling the one world, or not one world currency yet. We're not there just yet, but it'll come. But the cashless society for certain. Now, no disrespect to anybody who's doing the Bitcoin, because I know loads of people who are doing it. Mates have been telling me get in on this since the day it started. Fucking years I've been told get in on this. And I could have got in on it right from the start and I'd be a multi-fucking-millionaire by now. But the only reason I never got involved with it is because I knew damn well it was a carrot and it was dangerous. And it was dangerous and it has been dangerous, and it succeeded in warping people's mind to this free money through digital currencies. Now it makes your cashless society much easier to accept, especially as the fact that just moving into the cashless society, there's going to be huge profits to make. And I guarantee that, absolutely huge, as long as you'll convert, and you will, because of those huge profits. That's how they've got you. The root of all evil. Money. It's what everybody loves, it's what everybody thinks they need, have been indoctrinated and mind fucked into believing they need it. And you'll sit there, well, how can I do this without that? Not for me to tell you how to sort your shit out. If you can't work out what it takes to move forward in life, now I'm not saying you can just literally walk away from money as it is, as the cash that you've got in your hand, but it doesn't mean you can't learn how to survive without it and start working towards that goal. It's taking away their powers. Now your search for money will have you paying them all sorts of taxes, knowing that taxes are voluntary and knowing that taxes are also unlawful. So even that, folks know it's not law, yet they still need somebody else to actually do it for them, because they haven't got the confidence, and it is confidence, to write to the taxman and say, hey, can you do me a favour and just point out to me the exact law that says I have to pay this tax? You can just do one question if you want. Just one question under a data subject access request, an opportunity to cure. You can do it in a few fucking lines of opening, closing, and it's over. Just one question would end it. I do advise putting a few more in there, but one question would end it. There's many ways that folks fall for the deceptions in this world, and there's many deceptions, and they keep coming and they keep coming. And every time a system changes, anytime anything changes, there's a deception at hand, I guarantee it, because they're not changing the systems for you. They're never ever changing them systems for you. And what's coming, and all these distractions that are coming, and the ones that are still to come, because you don't think they've hardly fucking started. They've not even scratched the surface yet. They've just started to diminish people's love and belief that this ruling class that's there now are there for your benefit. They're starting to make folks realise that they've all been getting filthy, stinking, fucking rich all this time. But this is the plan. This is how they needed you to feel, and this is what they need you to feel now and wake up to and be fucking angry about, because it's unacceptable. Many things going on in this world. You've got weaponized folk being brought into this world. Now, they've not been weaponized as such yet. They're brought into this world, into this country, and other countries it's happening the same. But I was actually just having a discussion with somebody yesterday about it, and the reality is nothing to do with race or religion. It's to do with folks that have been brought up or have grown up with a much harder way of life, having much more ability to take care of themselves and survive when there's nothing. If say for instance the world shut down, you had gangs of parties. Let's say there's different parties, and you can go on nationalities. It's not about racing. You take any race on a one-to-one basis and you have a chat to them, you'll find out they're absolutely lovely folks. People are inherently good. But when you get a collection of folks that can actually handle themselves, look after themselves and get through hard times, feed themselves when there's nothing about, find water and defend themselves, and you put them into a country that's been absolutely bubble wrapped for fucking ever, turned into total and utter pussies, that the only response to anything is call the police, that they're now trying to get them to kick out. So imagine the period when the police have been took out of the equation, the governments have collapsed. Now there's no food coming in, the water's not running through the pipes, no electricity, and you've got gangs of folks who are very, very well capable of looking after themselves, kicking doors in one at a time, going and emptying the cupboards and taking any foods and waters they can find, and dealing with the people as and how they need to get what they require. I'm not saying that is what's happened. It's my belief what's happened. People just don't look forward to what the possibilities could be and why this could be happening. People are too wrapped up in the exact distraction they want you to be wrapped up in. It's disgusting. They're allowing these people to just freely decide to come here. All of a sudden, the entire world just freely decided to redistribute to various other countries. And while all laws stop their own countrymen and women from going out, doing these folks can freely just keep coming in and are actually aided by the government and the militaries and these, however it goes on. All that we can see with our plain eyes, but we can't accept what we can see because our mates have been indoctrinated into these fake book groups that have you all riled up, that want you to be chasing this, or with the law side effectively want you chasing the things like UCC, which is an American based thing, which doesn't actually work or pertain to England, but half of the fucking English law truthers are still running around shouting UCC 1-308. Absolutely bizarre. And yes, it'll look like it's worked some places, because as far as the law's concerned, you lose by stepping out of honour, and those that remain in honour actually win. It isn't about the 1-308 or the this, that or the other. Sometimes it's about the fact they needed your consent, they didn't get it. But some folks will show, yes, this is a win for 1-308, but it's not, because the courts have even ruled against UCC in this country, as it's not being for this country. It cannot be accepted in the courts in this country. So why are you still doing it? And I get it, videos, you see a video that tells you all about it, it's an American video. Most of the things do cross the borders quite well in the lawful realm, but when you start talking about their internal regulations and their internal procedures, that's where they differ. Things are only the same country to country when you're talking about the law. When you're talking about legislation, then it's different in every country. So just be aware of what you're falling for. All these things and claiming your straw man and proving it's yours. It's not. It's signing and registering it away to other entities. Why? It was given to you for remedy. If you can't work out how to use it for remedy, why the fuck would you give it away? Because one day you might actually get it and realise, yes, I could have used that for remedy if I hadn't signed it over to them. Fuck, that's a point. What can I do now? So listen, many shills out there, and they've caught many folks. I don't believe anybody's stupid for falling into the traps, but once you realise the traps, you're stupid if you stay in the traps. That's my opinion of it. It is down to everybody else. If they like it and they like the people that are in the group, then by all means make all the mistakes that your friends are making. That has nothing to do with me whatsoever. And once I've pointed it out to you, if that's what you wish to do, who am I to fucking argue? That's your life. We've all got free will. We've all got free will. And we've all got the ability to do our own due diligence. So I would suggest, rather than folks just fucking see something, take something, use something, hear something, fall in love with it because it sounds really good, yeah, let's overturn the government, that sounds great, so let's jump on the bandwagon and we're really going to make it happen. Really? You're going to overturn a control structure that's in this country is just filled with puppets playing a role in their theatrics, when we've got an entire world with an agenda that the corporations took over a long time ago. They already own it, and you're trying to win this battle. Who do you propose is going to stand as your master once you've won this battle? Or who do you think's going to deal with the things that need dealing with, like making sure electricity and water keeps coming through? Of course the government's wrong, of course the government's treasonous, of course it needs changing. But the way you're going about it, all you're doing, you're facilitating the change that they require to bring in a much worse system that is going to absolutely, totally fucking enslave you. And because you don't like this one, you're going to create and help make them happen the new system, the new world order, the new order of things, in your wisdom. At least I'm doing something. Are you? Working for the man? Right, we want the New World Order implemented. What we've got to do is destroy the people's opinion of us. We want them outside, we want them protesting, fucking rioting, kicking off. And ultimately, we want absolute chaos and a breakdown of the system and the logistics of the country. And we'll put the world in absolute chaos. What do you reckon? Yeah, do you think we can make them do it? Fucking no problem. All we've got to do is this. Tell them we're paedophiles. Show them a load of shit. Make a load of shit up there. Bit of CGI, bit of pictures, a bit of this. Start with that. Start bringing out characters with islands saying they were the paedophile guys and they was doing this. Oh yeah, that'll rile them up. Show them a bit of Freemasonic shit, dancing around naked around fucking owls. Yeah, that'll get them going. Every twist and turn, we are so fucking easy to them. It doesn't matter what they're making us believe they are. They don't need to worry about it. If you think that these lands that we have access to are the only ones in the world, you've not looked. You've not looked. They don't need to be here. They need us to be here. They can come and go. Once one burns himself out or follows his agenda to the end, they can take him off to the places we don't know about. Many of them, as many folks will know, my favourite one is Friesland, 300 miles off the northwest coast of Scotland. Look it up on the old maps, fucking continent all of its own that disappeared. And on the old maps you'll see the villages, the towns, right down to the churches. So really you think it's fake? And if they've done it to one, why would it be so hard to believe they've done it to others? Because when you start researching, you'll find that there are many others. You look at the flight plans that hold us in specific circles, two loops, one goes up and down and one goes side to side. You look at what happens to the flight plans. That's how we're controlled. That's how we can't find anywhere else. Things like Antarctic treaties that people think it's to stop us getting to somewhere, it's or is it to stop us getting beyond somewhere? There's many things of deception in this world, and there's multi-levels. At the minute we're dealing with a very, very low level one, which happens to be takeover of the entire world and enslavement of mankind. Yeah, I know, it kind of should be huge, shouldn't it? But in the scheme of deception of the world, and the deceptions that have been running over and over again throughout the real history, this is fuck all. This is just a blip. Just another one of them. That's all we're going through now. So anyway, folks, beware of false prophets. Beware of anybody talking shite. It's not just the false prophets. It's that, well, I suppose it's still false prophets, but if you've believed one of these false prophets and then you're going on to spout this false shite, you do actually become one of them. Even though your intention wasn't there to deceive, you are now one of the deceivers. Realise what you're doing, because the worst thing about the deceptions, they're the stuff that sounds so good. They're the juicy ones. You got to get your teeth in them, because that's disgusting. They love that shit. They love you to say that's disgusting. If they can get you saying that, they've absolutely won. They get you doing it all the time, to Facebook posts and everything. That's disgusting. The emotional response. The emotional response overrides all logic. Anyway, folks, what can I say? Distractions and deceptions. Have a good one. Ta-da.